You're listening to the One Man Show Network. Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
Hey kids, welcome to the MMA Fight Picks podcast. I am your host, Aaron Weinbaum, and the live stream issues continue. This relationship between me and Restream may not continue to work, but the good news is I think Ecamm Live is dabbling into their own sort of live streaming service, which is great news, but you don't care about that. You care about the fact that somehow Dana White, in the most pimp move ever, has purchased his own island so that he can put on UFC fights, starting with UFC 249, April 18th. Super cool. One fight has already fallen out, which is the Rozenstruik, Jessica Andrade fight. That's a lot to ask of her. You know, she was pretty traumatized with the whole Brooklyn incident and the dolly going through the bus. I think she's kind of, I don't want to say sensitive, but clearly she's, you know, everything's got to be a certain way. And for most people, I mean, to be that mentally strong and to fight, you know, and then now all of a sudden you're being asked to go to this private island during a pandemic. Just a lot of uncertainties, and I wouldn't be surprised that if before these fights actually take place, more of the same doesn't happen. But in the meantime, we have fights. We have UFC 249, and it looks like it's going to happen, man. And you know, there's a lot of hate out there for this going on, and Dana White doing this in the middle of a pandemic when everything else is pretty much shut down. But you know you're gonna watch. I know I'm gonna watch. So it is what it is. And honestly, he says he's gonna put these fights on every week for like I think a month. So these secret cards, I guess. So look, I'm just gonna real quick go over what it looks like we have here. See there? And we're going to see what's what. So, obviously, the interim, by the way, if you are on Periscope or YouTube, feel free to chime in, say hi, whatnot. But the interim lightweight belt is on the line. Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje. I don't know what to make this whole Khabib thing. The story I get was this was all originally going to take place in Abu Dhabi. Khabib flew there, heard they were shutting things down, flew to Russia, his home. Then they did shut things down, and he couldn't get out. But then I also heard if he wanted to, he could have gotten out by private jet. So if anyone's got any more input on that, I mean, just very interesting times. All of a sudden, Gaethje's in. Gaethje fights Ferguson. And I'm not going to make that pick until next week. I want to make sure this card is for real. Make sure it's still happening. Hopefully I don't lose signal. It looks like there's going to be a horrendous thunderstorm out there, and I'm in an attic, but it is what it is. I'm super excited. I got some internet upgrades, like a whole phone system, because everyone's here is stuck at home, and my daughter is going to college here at home because, you know, obviously her university shut down, and the internet kept getting interrupted. She couldn't finish her lectures, and then I got other kids doing homework, so I had to make a few changes, but you don't care about that. So Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, looks like it's going to happen in the secret island of Dana White. Next up, this is important, folks, because this apparently is the bout order. Originally, the co-main event was Jessica Andrade, Rozenstruik, okay? Somehow, the undercard, Francis Ngannou, Jairzinho, Rozenstruik. How was that the undercard? I don't know. Jacare Souza, Uriah Hall, undercard. Then we go to the mains. Calvin Kattar, Jeremy Stevens, okay? Nico Price, Vincente Luque, sure. Great fights. But what could possibly be the co-main event now? Greg Hardy and Yorgan De Castro. Greg Hardy, again, maybe falling into a co-main event spot in the most important card of this year. to date. Probably it could stay the most important card of the year because nobody is putting on sports right now. WrestleMania doesn't count. Sorry, losers. But the UFC, the show is going on, and here we are. Greg Hardy, possibly, again, in the spotlight, co-main event. I don't know what to think about that. But we still have Vicente Luque, Nico Price. That's a good fight. I believe Nico's that guy that landed that sick up kick on James Vick, Jeremy Stevens, Calvin Kattar. I like this fight too. You know, a win could do Jeremy Stevens some good here. Ngannou, Rozenstruik. I mean, all Alistair Overeem had to do in this fight was kind of stay away, and he got his lip just disgustingly split in two by Rozenstruik, wins the fight. Now we have Jairzinho, Francis Ngannou. You know, I'm not making a pick on that. It's the main fight of the undercard as of now. So, and then you got to wonder, so I don't know how short notice this fight is for these guys, if they've known for weeks they're fighting or not, but at middleweight, you got Jacare Souza, Uriah Hall, and it is listed at middleweight. So you got to wonder, like, you know, Souza cuts a lot of weight. Uriah Hall has missed weight before going to, like I said, the secret island of Dana White. This is interesting. I mean, maybe this fight will change the light heavyweight. I don't know. I don't have a lot of... I always call these weight mishaps in the air, but you never know. Alexander Hernandez returning. He had quite a little bit of hype behind him, starching Beneil Dariush. He's going against Omar Antonio Morales Ferrer. I don't really know who that is. This fight surprised me as well. Marlon Vera, Ray Borg. Ray Borg just missed weight at flyweight, so I don't know what this is going to do for him. I don't know if it is at bantamweight, but he's had trouble there too. So I don't know. I'm not going to call him missing weight. And then on the prelims, I mean, I think they're trying to stack this quite a bit because you got Michael Johnson way down there, and this is on UFC Fight Pass, against Kama Worthy, C.R. Eubanks, Sarah Moras. In the light heavyweight, we have Ryan Spann and Sam Alway, who I've not seen in a while. Friend of the podcast was on here once before. Of course, he never came back. I don't know what that means. I am excited now that I have some better internet capabilities. I can start bringing guests back on. I was having trouble with streams breaking, Skype freezing, all that kind of stuff just due to low bandwidth. So I do have some watchers on here. If you're on Periscope, feel free to shoot me a comment because I just want to know how everyone's doing here. It's been a few weeks now without MMA. We've got a pandemic going on. So if you are able to leave a comment, I just like to know how you are coping. The pandemic here, I'm in the middle of Missouri. You know, it's a little different. Luckily, my kids where we live have some room to run around. What I do for a living, I'm considered essential, so I'm going to work. I'm being very careful, going back and forth. Everything's just strange, you know, so I'm the one going to the grocery store and all that kind of stuff. Delivery, not possible where I live. Pickup is, but it's always booked days out in advance, so it's just kind of strange times. So I'd love to know how you are doing with the pandemic. I'm also getting a lot of yard work done because what else am I going to do? I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to go anywhere. So trying to get back to the economy the best I can, you know. Little takeout here, trying to keep these local guys alive. Bought a lawnmower, you know, just to keep up with the with the things I need to do around here. It's just interesting, you know, and I feel there's going to be a lot of people, especially locally where I'm from, that are done. I don't know how they recover from this, you know. There is no bar business right now. You can't go in unless they serve food. There's no salons right now. I can't get my eyebrow waxed, you know. It's kind of a deal. Luckily, I got my hair cut. He's a friend of mine. I was the last guy he helped because we had a stay-at-home order here starting Monday. And, this UFC next Saturday, it's a week from Saturday, it's going to be a very, very welcome thing. And I look forward to it, but I hope, I just hope nobody's being put at risk here. Like I said, I have several people on the Periscope right now. Feel free to leave a comment, but we'll see, Anyway, I'm just at a loss for words. This is the strangest times, I've ever been in. I'm in my mid-40s here, and, I've seen some things here and there, but this pandemic, it's crazy, and I'm not one to say it's any worse or better than the flu. But, clearly, my opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. This social distancing thing and quarantines and all that, it's a very real thing. And I don't see things getting back to normal anytime soon, really. And it's a shame. It is. But, I hope in the end this is keeping more people safe. And I will be watching the fights from Dana White's secret island, just as often as they are on, because what else are we gonna do? I don't know if these are gonna be pay-per-views right in a row, or if they're gonna be ESPN Plus or ESPN Fights. But there's not anything else on ESPN right now except for throwback stuff and marble racing and things like that. So if I don't have any comments, and gosh darn it, if we're having trouble with the comments, feel free to leave me a direct message. I'm about probably done with this platform because it's driving me insane here. But yeah, that's it for now. Then next week I will dive deeper into this card. Again, we got Ferguson Gaethje for the interim belt. Jessica Andrade Rozenstruik is not fighting any longer. And we could have a possible co-main event with Greg Hardy, Yorgan De Castro. Oh, Greg Hardy, stop it. Stop it. And you know what? I think the sleeper in this fight, or it could be really bad, is Francis Ngannou, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, because, we thought we were going to get a barn burner with Ngannou and Derek Lewis. I hope this isn't another, stall match. I believe Dane Henderson called one of the rounds 0-0, and he wasn't wrong. But if nobody is going to comment, I'm gonna leave this, and I'm gonna come back next week picking the fights, hopefully on time. And until next time, shalom.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.